The story opens with Mark and his team speeding through space aboard a massive spaceship. They're laughing, joking, trying to keep things light before the storm hits. But then, boom, an explosion tears through the ship, scattering its pieces across the empty void. The crew ejects, drifting through space toward their home base. At first, it seems like a terrible accident, until they realize it was no accident. They were attacked. Mark, Oliver, and Tech Jacket rush to the airlock. Holding their breath, they leap into the vacuum, but then Mark freezes. Floating in front of him is Conquest. The same brutal Viltrumite warlord Mark killed back on Earth. Except this time, Conquest isn't alone. Beside him are Lucan and another powerful Viltrumite. Conquest grins. This time, he's here to finish the job. After his supposed death, Conquest had been captured by Earth's government for study. But as soon as he regained consciousness, he broke free. He returned to Viltrum and faced Grand Regent Thrag. Thrag gave him a final order: intercept the ship. Now back in space, Mark is boiling with rage. Conquest mocks him, even calling Eve a donut, just like what he turned her into before. Oliver charges recklessly. Mark shouts, but it's too late. Lucan grabs Mark mid-flight, crushing him in his grip. Tech Jacket fires an energy blast. Then Nolan appears. He sees Conquest. Oliver is swatted away like a bug. Nolan rockets into Conquest, dragging him off his son. Meanwhile, Tech Jacket struggles against another Viltrumite. Conquest is ecstatic. Of all the foes he could have faced, he gets to kill the traitor, Nolan himself. With a savage headbutt, he smashes Nolan's face. Mark charges in, fists flying. "How are you still alive? I killed you." But Conquest barely flinches. Laughing, he throws Mark aside, like he's nothing. Conquest explains, after their battle, he awoke beneath Earth's surface, trapped in steel. Someone thought they could hold him. Mark immediately suspects Cecil, but there's no time for blame. Conquest slams his fist into Mark's face and launches another brutal attack. Nolan saves Oliver again, kicking Lucan across the battlefield. Lucan sneers, but Nolan smirks. Mark barely has a moment to breathe before Conquest hammers him with a devastating left hook. Meanwhile, Oliver and Nolan team up to take on Lucan. Alan the alien restrains another Viltrumite, while Tech Jacket gasps for breath. But then, reinforcements arrive. More Viltrumites descend. The tide turns to mayhem. Nolan sees Oliver gasping. He's struggling to breathe in space. A nearby planet might be his only chance. He shouts, telling Oliver to fly there and recover. In the chaos, Mark connects a solid punch, staggering Conquest. But Conquest just laughs. Running won't save him, he sneers, and blasts off after Oliver. Mark follows. They enter the planet's atmosphere, and Mark crashes into Conquest midair, slamming him into a cliff. The explosion is massive. Dust settles. Mark's hands are locked around Conquest's throat. But Conquest just smiles. Mark tightens his grip, filled with fury. But Conquest launches them back into space, trying to shake him off. Mark doesn't let go. Below, Nolan and Alan battle Viltrumite reinforcements. Seeing Mark gone, Nolan abandons the fight to track him down. Alan sighs. This mission's gone to hell. Meanwhile, Mark and Conquest, covered in blood, crash back onto the planet's rocky terrain. Mark's vision blurs, but he doesn't stop. He holds on. He won't let Conquest win. And then, Conquest makes a final desperate move. He reaches into Mark's chest and rips out his insides, trying to turn him into a donut just like Eve. But Mark still doesn't let go. Conquest's body finally goes limp. Mark collapses beside him, victorious. Nolan and Oliver arrive at the gruesome scene. It's over. Conquest is truly dead. But Mark is barely alive. They make a choice: stay on the planet and help him recover. Nolan decides to bury Conquest, a decision that disgusts Oliver. But Nolan insists. No matter how monstrous he was, Conquest was still one of Viltrum's greatest warriors. In the quiet of survival, Nolan and Oliver grow closer. They hunt local wildlife, talk, heal. When Mark finally wakes, he's in disbelief. He killed Conquest, alone. Could it really have been him? Nolan sees what Mark can't. A power growing inside his son. A strength not even he can measure. There's no time to rest. The three launch toward Taliskria, Coalition HQ. War has already begun, but their arrival shifts everything. Their presence lights a fire in the troops, igniting hope. The battle for Taliskria is just the beginning, because now, the final war for Viltrum is coming.